let's just start right here. The Mispa Hoist, which is that metal structure next to that red barn to our left there, lowered men and supplies into the mine up to 400 feet deep. And then, this is kind of cool, there's a whole big sign here. And in fact, if you want to scan the QR code, you can see a a short video. But then, a hole opened up here where they had started expanding the parking lot. And this hole was over 12 feet deep. So they filled it with a plug made of polyurethane expansive foam. And then rocks were added to the mixture, and the result was a plug foam fitted to reach into all the potential air pockets. And within several hours, the hole was safe enough to stand on. A pole was placed to designate the center of the former opening. So there you go. Disaster averted. All right, here we are at the Tonopah Historic Mining Visitor Center. So we're going to go in and see what's up. There's another shaft thing over there. Oh, and they do tours. I wonder if I can do a tour, and then I wouldn't have to walk because I really can't. We'll find out about that.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
I watched the movie, which was fantastic. And we've got some displays here with lots of different minerals. Look at this one. Very interesting. These are beautiful. Malachite, azurite. In the back, the green one. Just beautiful. So there's lots to see here. We're gonna go outside and see how much of it we can see. I gotta put the boot on though, because if we're gonna walk around on uneven surfaces, I wanna be as safe as possible. Speaking of safe, here's one now. That could hold some valuables. So Tonopah was actually started as the result of the silver and gold discovery made by Jim Butler. And then he and his wife Belle ended up starting the three main mines here. The initial discoveries were, I think, 1900, 1901 in that area. Got some old miners' lanterns and stuff here. Very, very cool. Insulators up top. Silver ore. Wow. Just looks like rocks to me. What do I know? All right, kid. Let's go outside. Let's go look outside. There's a stamp, model of the stamp. That's how they crush the ore. I think I'm gonna need to put my shirt back on, maybe. Come on. Definitely want to put the boot on. Look at the beautiful landscape, though. Very, very cool. There's the head frame up there. We looked at this one over here already, from a distance. That's the Mispa. So it was the Silver Queen, the Mispa, and I forget what the third one's called now. But I think we're gonna do a little walking down here. There's apparently a lot that we can see, and we won't get to see it all because I'm not gonna be able to walk that far, but that's okay. All right, we haven't gotten very far yet, obviously, but they've got some displays out here. There's an ore wagon wheel, and we've got ore carts. and this cool looking search and rescue truck. I bet that's a ore bucket for a smelter maybe. And I saw a couple of signs over here I wanted to go take a look at. And when I walked into the visitor center, I was just wearing Crocs. But since I decided to come walk around outside, there's the boot. It's really quite an interesting story. Okay, this sign's going to be like impossible to read. So, Silvertop, Mispa, and I can't remember what the third one is of the three mines. But we got some more track going along over here. We can go up to this. Yeah, so I don't think I could walk that far. But let's go this way, Kit. I can highly recommend. This is a great stop. Especially if you've got kids, I think it would be a lot of fun. It's also fairly dangerous, so you still gotta watch out for your kids. Because, like, part that I'm probably gonna skip is the deep crevasse with the metal grate bridge over it. Come on, Kit, go left. That's basically where they started surface mining before they started digging deep. So they had a video that was about 20 minutes long that explains, they never said the word jackhammering, but it kind of explains to me where the term jackhammer came from, because the chisels that they used to bore holes to set the dynamite charges, they bang into the rock and twist in order to create the holes. And if one person is doing it by themselves, it's a single jack, and they can bore about 10 feet a day. And if two people are doing it, it's a double jack, and they can bore about 16 feet a day. And then they set the explosives and blow up the rock. Pretty cool view. And they get busy extracting the rock so they can be sent to the mill and go through that process. So we'll see how far I can get here. So the glory hole overlook is down here. We're going to walk down to it. I don't think I can walk out on the bridge, and I don't think Kid will like it either. Yeah, I think that's far enough. But that's kind of where it all started. So we're going to go this way and take the smooth way around. And one of the things that's pretty common in these hot desert sun areas is that the signs become really difficult to read. But this all started in 1900. That was 125 years ago. And so I think this head frame over here for the Mispa was erected in 1901, if I recall correctly. And, you know, that's like 124 years ago. And it was metal then. So it was pretty innovative for its time. And these, let's see if we can get a better picture. Yeah. These timbers you see going sideways across that are called stokes, I think. And they place them to keep the sidewall stable. And so one of the things that's cool about Tonopah, as for example, compared to the Nelson ghost town that we were in a few weeks ago, is that this is not a ghost town. It's managed to remain viable all this time. So there is lots and lots and lots that you can walk up to see here. Like, I'm not going to walk up that hill today because it's too far for me. But the equipment is very cool. So the Mispa mine was christened by Belle Butler. And, you know, for her to be so involved in the business of mining was really unusual, because in 1900, women were not allowed to vote, be on juries, or hold elected office, and it was certainly socially inappropriate to be involved in men's work, and definitely as heavily as was Belle. More than one historian attributes the overwhelming success of the Mispa mine to the business skill of Belle Butler. Shortly after staking their claims, the Butlers partnered with a young attorney named Tasker Oddie and a prospector, Wilsie Brower. Between them, they came up with $25 to begin work on the mine. They produced nearly 2 tons of ore and sent it off by mule team to the railhead at Austin, Nevada. We were there a few days ago. And then to Salt Lake City, Utah, where a smelter would take the silver out of the rock. They received a check for $500, hired workers, and the future of Tonopah was assured. So apparently this is the route by which the burros would get down into the tunnel. Got a little shack lift there. I know we can go into 2 of these buildings, but I'm not sure which 2 offhand. So we're going to walk around the back of this one first. And I really would love to spend an hour or 2 wandering around here, because there is definitely a lot to see. But I don't want to overstress myself with too much walking. I think we're going to go ahead and walk all the way around this building now that we're here. And I think it was by 1905, the hoists to bring the ore up were all electrified. Before that, they were manually operated. And Tonopah is kind of a cool little town. I don't think they really intended for me to walk around the backside of this building. But hey, since I was here, I didn't want to miss anything. Let's go see what this sign says. I'll tell you one thing, as chilly as it's been, it feels good to be out without extra clothes on and jackets and stuff. That's pretty nice. Haul out the riches. Yeah, it wasn't just about blasting and mucking up the rock. You had to get all the rock out to the surface. So the flat wire cable could raise or lower the cage at approximately 1,000 feet per minute, and it could haul up to a 7-ton load. Wow, that's something. And this is the hoist house. Looks like it might be open. Oh, it might be open now. Let's go in the hoist house. So this is all the machinery and equipment that it took to run the hoist on the head frame outside. Wow. Wow. That's pretty impressive. All right, I can't stand on it because of my fear of heights, but you can sort of see through there. That's 1,000 feet down, guys. Woohoo! Not for me. Not for me. There's a spur of the Tonopah and Goldfield Railroad trestle over there. Something bizarre happened to the audio on this clip, so we're just going to talk over the top of it. We're heading over to this other red shed building, which has displays of various pieces of equipment and so forth inside of it. I think I accidentally recorded it in slow motion, and now I'm speeding it up so we can get there in a reasonable period of time. And of course, the next clip is, kind of out of sync as well, but we're doing the best that we can. Let's go take a look inside, but it seems to take me an inordinately long period of time to actually... the door was really hard to open. It was on a big spring. I remember that now. A lot of equipment and stuff inside of this shed, but this tent's pretty cool because they've got it set up to show what it was like to live in a mining camp. A lot of old equipment and stuff here. Definitely worth taking a look at. I think this is a totally worthwhile stop, personally. So yeah, this is where you'd live. That's a gold panning device or sluicing device on the other side. And yeah, I'm really glad I stopped here. I ended up spending probably about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours here. And as I said earlier, if you've got kids, it would be a great stop. As always, thank you so much for coming along on the journey with me. I hope you enjoyed this as well. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.